Welcome to Mama's Flight Path. I'm Jools and I'm so grateful you have tuned in today as we navigate the thrills and the turbulence of transitioning to work as a mama with clarity and purpose, because this isn't about going back, it's about taking off. We know that returning to work after having a baby is one of the biggest transitions. For me, I think it was the biggest transition that I've ever navigated. It was about rediscovering my identity, reconnecting with skills, and finding myself in that beautiful chaos of motherhood and career. But what if I told you that there are tools that can help you step into this new chapter with that confidence and clarity? There's just one little catch. You have to put the work in. I never said it would be easy, but I promise it will be worth it. And this is that episode. This is the episode where I, Jools, share my most loved coaching tools. Welcome to Jools Tools, where we're taking the wisdom from our guests and we're turning it into real, actionable steps. In our last episode, we had a chat with the wonderful Jo Reeves, and she talked about that inner critical voice that comes in. And here's the thing, that voice, it's not the truth. It's just a well-worn story in our brains that has been repeating. And today we're going to start rewiring it. It's one of the most powerful tools that I've come across, and one that's definitely transformed the way that I handle that pesky inner critic. And the tool is called Name It, Reframe It, and Own It. First, let's talk about why it works. Let's take a little look through a scientific lens. Your inner critic isn't actually trying to sabotage you, believe it or not. It's your brain's way of keeping you safe. Neuroscientists show that our brains are wired for survival, not self-belief. The negative voice, it's your brain trying to protect you from failure, rejection, and uncertainty. We're literally wired for the struggle, but if we leave it unchecked, it's going to keep us small, not helpful. The good news is you can rewire your brain. So there's studies in cognitive behavior that show that challenging and reframing that negative self-talk creates new neural pathways. And the more you practice that different narrative, the more automatic it becomes. So instead of I'm not ready, we can shift into I'm growing and I'll figure this out. It's a little bit like that well-worn, trodden path that goes down to the swing set the kids have constantly ran down. It's well-worn, it's well-used. We know how to follow that path if we're going down to the swings. So let's put this into action with a tool. Name it, frame it, own it. The first step is to catch that inner critic in the act. What does it actually say when you think about returning to work? I've heard people say, there's no way I can go back. I can't do that job anymore. Or I'll never be as confident as I was before. That was definitely me. And everyone else has it together. Why don't I? I think I said this to my manager a lot. So now we reframe it. We challenge that thought. I told you it wasn't going to be easy. But imagine your best friend said this to you. What would you say back? If someone said to you, I can't do this job anymore, I would say, you've got a new set of skills from motherhood that will keep you in this role. If it was, I'll never be as confident as I was before, turn that into confidence comes from action and taking it day by day, step by step. And everyone has it together. No one has it all figured out. We're all winging it and we're all trying to figure it out day by day. So it's about being kind. Now you say that new belief out loud, write it down and repeat it daily. This is where the rewiring happens, and it's not a overnight magic fix. It takes time, like that path down to the swings. We have to keep walking down it, keep treading that grass, that path. So instead of letting your inner critic run the show, you step into your inner mentor. You use that wisdom and that wiser future version who already knows that you have got this. It can be really helpful to name the critic. And that is something that I did. I took some advice from, if anyone Pelotons, you'll know that Cody, one of the instructors, calls his inner critic Tiffany. And I found that really helpful to name the critic. So Tiffany always used to say to me, oh, you're a part-timer, no timer, waste of time. Like, you add no value being a part-timer. Practicing this tool, I shifted the narrative to, I bring a fresh perspective because I'm not always in work. I'm doing different things, and I have the capability and capacity to play outside with my son, and it enables me to bring a new perspective, emotional intelligence, and I'm learning every day. This gave me more control in my thinking and in meetings, and I was able to start speaking up again, feeling like I did add value. And it's because that mind shift became my reality. Like I started to believe that. And I saw it. The more I believed it, like the more it was happening. And you can absolutely do the same. Go and give it a try. If you've got friends that are returning to work, share this tool with them. And thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I'd love to hear about your stories. If you've used this tool, did it work? What did you name your inner critic? And let's support each other on this path to empowerment. Thank you for joining me on Mama's Flight Path. I hope today's episode inspired and empowered you. To support the show, please share with a friend and leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. This really helps us reach more mamas. I'd love for us to stay connected. Simply visit the website mamasflightpath.com. See you next week. Until then, fly high and shine bright, mama.